All right, so get this. Today, we're diving deep into wind heater technology. A whole bunch of info on this landed in my inbox.
Interesting.
You guys send it over business plans, research, even a demo video.
Lots of buzz.
Yeah, apparently it can heat your home using just wind.
Really?
And they're claiming some crazy high efficiency.
Sounds pretty good.
Almost too good to be true, right?
Well, the basic science is there.
Okay.
But as with any new tech, let's see if they can really deliver.
Okay, so we've got a pretty diverse set of sources on this one. We've got that business plan.
Straight from the company.
From wind heater themselves.
Let's lay it all out.
Research paper digging into the tech. A YouTube video showing off a prototype. And even a pitch deck.
Okay, so
a lot to unpack.
Where do we start?
I guess first, what is a wind heater?
Good place to start.
Right, because this isn't like your typical wind turbine just generating electricity. This thing is going directly from wind to heat. Exactly. Bypassing electricity generation.
And that's where that radical efficiency comes in.
Okay, yeah, explain that.
So with traditional heating, even when it's powered by,
renewable sources.
Renewables, you've got multiple steps.
Okay.
You're converting from one form of energy to another. And every time you do that,
you lose some
energy
along the way.
Wind heater.
Yeah.
Cuts out the middleman.
Wow.
Goes straight from wind to heat.
So it's all about kind of like cutting to the
chase.
And maximizing energy use.
Yeah.
And the research paper, I'm seeing numbers as high as 70 to 90%.
Wow.
Efficiency for what they're calling induction heating.
Induction heating, interesting.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah, those figures are eye-catching.
Right.
But what I find even more interesting is how they achieve that direct conversion.
Yeah.
Because
it's not obvious.
You see this in the YouTube video. No coils or windings.
Yeah, what's up with that?
How do you generate heat without some kind of heating element?
Right. It's like magic.
It's not magic.
Okay.
But it does rely on this pretty cool phenomenon called eddy currents.
Eddy currents. Okay.
So essentially, when you spin a conductor within a magnetic field, it generates heat directly.
So I'm picturing like a metal disc spinning between magnets or something.
Yeah, exactly.
But how does that translate into heating my house?
Think of it like those induction cooktops.
Okay, yeah.
They use the same principle to heat your pan directly.
Okay.
The wind heater applies this, but on a larger scale.
Okay, so like no burner needed.
No burner needed.
Just induction. That's a great analogy.
Okay.
And it seems like they're really big on minimizing energy waste.
Of course.
I saw this line in the YouTube video.
Oh, yeah.
Something about reducing the waste stage of energy dilution.
Catchy.
Right.
It is catchy.
It's a very poetic way of saying
that is
like thermodynamic efficiency.
Exactly.
Okay, so we kind of have a grasp on like why it's efficient and how it's magically creating heat.
The magic of eddy currents.
Yeah. But let's get into the nitty-gritty.
Okay, let's do it.
How does a wind heater actually work step by step?
So like a traditional wind turbine starts with wind spinning a propeller. But instead of connecting to a generator, it rotates a shaft connected to a heat generating unit.
Okay, so the spinning motion is what's converted into heat energy.
Exactly.
But what gets heated up? Is it air? Is it water? What is it?
Typically, it's a fluid like water.
Okay.
So think of like
a radiator.
Yeah, a traditional central heating system.
Okay.
Water is heated and circulated
Gotcha.
throughout your home.
So we're not talking about like space heaters.
Not space heaters.
This is like a whole system.
Yeah, replacing your whole heating setup.
Okay, and then there's this whole thing about a heat battery.
Yes, that's key.
Which I saw that in the business plan.
Addressing the big challenge.
Yeah.
With wind power.
Inconsistency.
Yeah, the inconsistency, exactly.
So the heated fluid can be stored and then used
when the wind's not blowing.
Later on.
Okay.
So no more freezing my toes off when the wind dies down.
No more freezing toes.
But seriously, like, how reliable this heat battery? Can it really hold enough?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
It is something we should explore further.
Okay.
But before we dive into the specifics of that, let's step back.
Okay, bigger picture?
Is this wind heater tech
Right. Is it all it's cracked up to be?
Is it really better than other options?
Because they're making a lot of bold claims.
They are.
Efficiency, cost savings.
Environmentally friendly.
Yeah.
Reliable across various climates.
Easy to integrate.
Easy to integrate.
It sounds too good to be true.
It almost does sound too good to be true.
Yeah, what are we missing here?
Well, even with a heat battery, that intermittent wind supply could still be a challenge.
Okay.
And then there's the cost.
Right.
Initial investment.
Yeah. The age-old problem.
Yeah.
New tech is expensive.
Up front,
right?
Yeah.
And I'm also wondering how it stacks up against other renewable heating options.
Point.
Like solar, thermal, geothermal, things like that.
You sent over that Ontario case study.
Yes.
It touches on this.
Okay.
Suggests that a hybrid approach might be the most cost-effective.
Interesting.
Combining different renewable technologies.
So it's not necessarily an either?
It's not either.
You could use wind heater with solar.
You could.
A little backup gas furnace.
Exactly.
For maximum efficiency.
Maximum efficiency and reliability.
So you got to consider all these factors.
Local wind conditions, your heating needs, budget.
It's not one size fits all.
Not one size fits all.
It makes a lot of sense. Okay, so we know how W works. We're getting a sense of like the pros and cons. But now I'm curious, where could this actually be used?
Well, they do mention a wide range of possibilities in their materials.
Okay, hit me with some real world examples.
They talk about everything from heating these massive greenhouse farms and factories to keeping smaller places warm.
Okay.
Like public buildings, individual homes. They even mention using it in like off-grid communities.
Wow. So like really all over the board.
Yeah, covering all the bases.
But is that spreading themselves too thin, or?
That's a good question.
Is it a smart strategy to target such a broad market?
They seem particularly focused on the greenhouse angle in their business plan.
Yeah. Greenhouses seem like a perfect fit.
Yeah, I think so too.
They need a lot of heat year-round, and everyone's looking for sustainable solutions.
Exactly. And remember that statistic we saw earlier.
About the European greenhouses.
Yeah.
32% of fruit and vegetable production.
Huge potential market.
That's massive, right?
Huge.
And a market that's ripe for disruption.
Absolutely.
Traditional heating systems, bad for the environment.
Yeah.
Increasingly expensive.
And that's where wind heater comes in.
Yeah.
Offering a solution that's good for the planet.
And hopefully the bottom line.
And good for business, potentially.
Especially with that CO2 reduction figure we talked about.
Imagine the impact if a significant portion of those greenhouses switched.
Yeah, it could make a real dent.
It really could.
Okay, but let's not get ahead of ourselves before we declare them the saviors of agriculture.
Yeah, we need to understand how this would actually be implemented.
Right. How does a wind heater actually fit in to like the existing infrastructure of a greenhouse?
That's one of the things I find intriguing about their approach.
Okay.
They really emphasize this seamless integration.
Yeah.
Remember that point in the YouTube video?
About not needing like...
Yeah, complex wiring, extra components.
It seemed almost like plug and play.
That simplicity is key. They're designing these units to work alongside existing heating and ventilation systems.
So not necessarily replace...
Not replacing them entirely.
More like adding a tool to your toolbox.
Exactly.
Okay.
And their modular design means you can start small.
Okay.
Gradually add more units.
As you need them.
As your needs grow.
That's smart.
Which is a smart move.
For businesses that are like hesitant.
Yeah.
To go all in.
Yeah.
Okay, it's all well and good talking about concepts and plans. Have they actually built this thing?
Well, according to the pitch deck, they've actually developed 2 versions.
Okay.
The first version, released in 2023, seems to have been more of a standalone unit.
Okay, so maybe not fully integrated.
But then they released a second version in 2024.
Okay.
And this one includes the capability to integrate with a heat storage system.
So that's where the heat battery comes in.
Exactly.
Okay, it sounds like they're constantly iterating and improving.
They are.
And they even give us a price point.
Oh, yeah. What is it?
$20,000.
Okay.
For a 20 kilowatt turbine.
All right. That gives you something to work with.
Yeah, and they included a link to a YouTube video showing it off.
Let's cue that up.
Yeah, what are we looking at here?
It appears to be a small-scale prototype.
Okay.
About 110th the size of the actual unit.
A mini wind heater.
A mini wind heater.
But still a working model.
Still a working model.
What are the specs?
They're feeding it 24 watts of mechanical power.
Okay.
And it achieves a temperature of 70 degrees Celsius.
Wow.
In just 3 minutes.
That's pretty impressive.
It is.
They also emphasize that No coils or windings.
There's that eddy current magic.
Yeah.
Converting motion directly into heat.
Yeah, and they do a good job in the video of explaining how this approach
eliminates the extra steps.
Right.
Energy losses.
Yeah, they even compare it side by side.
Oh, cool.
With a system using an electric generator and a heating element.
And how does it stack up?
The wind heater comes out way ahead.
Interesting.
In terms of
cost effectiveness.
Simplicity, durability.
Okay.
Seems like they're ticking all the right boxes.
Yeah.
What else are they showcasing?
They address the issue of wind variability head on.
Okay.
Explaining how they incorporated the heat storage system.
So that heat battery really is key.
It is key.
It gives you peace of mind.
Peace of mind.
Knowing you'll still have heat.
Yeah.
Even when there's no wind.
It seems like they thought of everything.
Right.
They've certainly done their homework.
Yeah.
But remember, this is still a prototype. There's always a gap between a slick demo and a commercially viable product.
Right. We need to see how it performs in the real world.
Exactly.
But they do have some ambitious goals.
They do.
For the future.
They lay out their financial projections for 2030.
Break down the numbers for me.
They estimate a total addressable market, or TAM, of $340 billion.
That's the entire global heating market.
Entire global market.
Wow, they must be feeling pretty confident.
Talk about aiming high.
Then they narrow it down to a serviceable available market.
Yeah.
The SAM of $10 billion.
Okay.
What's the difference?
That's the portion of the market.
Okay.
They believe they can realistically reach.
Okay, so still a massive number.
Still a massive number.
And their serviceable, obtainable market.
Yes.
This
their target market share
is $600 million.
That's a good chunk.
They're not messing around.
They're not.
They project a compound annual growth rate, the CAGR, of 5.6% for the green heating energy market.
So the market is growing.
Yeah.
And they're ready to grab a big piece.
Okay, but how exactly do they plan to achieve all this?
Their business model is a blend of B2B and B2C.
Okay, so both businesses and consumers.
Businesses and consumers.
Okay.
And they lay out several key strategies.
Okay, what are they?
First, they want to partner with greenhouse farm construction companies.
Okay.
And companies specializing in green energy solutions.
Smart. Leverage existing expertise.
Leverage existing expertise.
What else?
They also plan to pursue direct sales to greenhouse farm owners and other businesses.
Yeah.
And even mentioned bidding on government contracts.
Oh, wow. Which could be huge.
Could be huge.
Especially with governments prioritizing renewables.
Absolutely.
So they've really done their homework. Identified some promising avenues.
They have.
But even with the best plan, you need the right people to execute it.
You do.
What can you tell me about the team?
Well, they've definitely assembled an impressive lineup.
Yeah.
Both in terms of their core team and their advisors.
Okay, let's meet the brains behind this operation.
All right, so their CEO, Majid.
Okay.
He's got this fascinating combination of experience, background in entrepreneurship, and mechanical engineering.
That's a great combo.
A great blend.
For someone leading a tech startup.
Perfect.
Oh.
He's already developed 12 renewable energy solutions.
Wow.
And even holds a patent.
This isn't his first rodeo?
This is not his first rodeo.
Okay, what about the other members of the founding team?
They've got Mehran,
the
co-founder, brings a wealth of experience from the world of business consulting and management.
Okay.
He's launched and successfully exited multiple startups.
So he knows what it takes.
He knows what it takes.
To build a company from the ground up.
From scratch.
Okay, they've got the technical expertise and the business acumen.
It's a powerful combo.
Powerful combo. Any other key players?
They also have a mechanical engineer on their team. With a PhD. Specifically focused on wind turbine structures.
They're not leaving anything to chance.
They're not.
And they've got a whole roster of advisors, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They've got professors, industry experts, even a president of a European Academy of Science.
Wow, they've got some heavy hitters.
Heavy hitters.
Corner.
That kind of expertise can make or break a startup.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But even with all those brilliant minds working together, there's got to be some challenges.
There are always challenges.
Right. No business plan is perfect.
And to their credit, the wind heater team is very transparent about the potential roadblocks.
Let's take a look at the risks and challenges section.
All right, let's do it.
What are they most concerned about?
Unsurprisingly,
the
intermittent nature of wind power
At the top of the list?
Is at the top of the list.
Of course.
Even with the heat battery.
Right.
Ensuring a consistent heat supply.
Yeah, in areas with unreliable wind.
Can be tricky.
Yeah.
And then there was high initial costs.
Right, yeah.
You discussed earlier.
Convincing customers to make that upfront investment.
Exactly.
When they could just stick with cheaper, less sustainable.
But less sustainable. It's the classic dilemma.
Yeah.
New tech versus status quo.
What else are they worried about?
Well, market acceptance is always a big unknown.
Will people embrace this new tech?
Yeah. Will they be hesitant to switch?
It's like that old saying, nobody wants to be the first.
Right.
But nobody wants to be last.
Exactly. Early adopters, they face a steeper learning curve.
Yeah, you higher risks.
But they also reap the rewards.
It's a calculated gamble.
It is.
You know what?
Yeah.
After digging into all this, I have a feeling they might be onto something big. Their tech seems solid.
Yeah.
Their team is top-notch. Yeah. They're addressing a genuine need.
I understand your optimism.
Yeah.
It's exciting to see a company tackling such an important problem.
Yeah.
With a bold solution.
Let's not get carried away.
Right.
We need to see how it performs.
In the real world.
In the real world.
How they navigate those market challenges.
Yeah, can they deliver?
Can they deliver on those promises?
But I'm keeping my eye on Wind Heater.
Agreed.
This is a story worth following.
It has all the elements of a captivating innovation saga.
Okay.
A brilliant idea. A passionate team.
Yeah.
A mission to make the world a better place.
And speaking of making the world a better place,
yes,
their pitch deck highlights how their tech aligns with the UN's Sustainable Development Goals.
Oh, interesting.
They specifically mention affordable and clean energy, sustainable cities and communities, responsible consumption and production. It's like their business plan is a textbook example of how to build a company.
That's not just profitable, but purpose-driven.
Walking the walk.
Yeah.
Not just talking the talk.
And you know what? That's what gets me excited.
Okay.
It's not just about the money. It's about making a difference.
Right.
Using innovation to solve real problems.
Yeah.
Create a more sustainable future.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
But let's step back.
Okay.
Consider the bigger picture.
All right, bigger picture.
We've covered a lot of ground.
We have?
The tech itself. The market.
The team. The challenges.
The challenges.
What does it all mean?
Right. Let's distill it all down.
What are the key takeaways?
To the essentials.
Well, first and foremost, Wind Heater presents a really compelling alternative to traditional heating systems.
Yeah.
Especially those reliant on fossil fuels.
Okay.
That direct conversion of wind energy to heat offers the potential
for significant efficiency gains.
Meaning?
Less wasted energy.
Less wasted energy.
Fewer greenhouse gas emissions.
And the applications are vast.
Vast.
Like we've seen from agriculture to manufacturing to our homes.
To our homes, and let's not forget the environmental benefits.
Right.
Wind Heater aligns perfectly with.
Yeah, it's good for the planet.
The global push for sustainability.
For business, it's like a win-win.
Precisely. But as with any new technology, there are challenges to overcome.
Yeah.
That intermittent wind supply.
Right.
The high initial costs. The question of market acceptance.
All hurdles they need to navigate.
They are hurdles.
But they're not shying away from those challenges.
They're not.
Their plan outlines a clear strategy.
It does.
And their team seems to have the expertise and the passion to see it through.
It all comes down to calculated risks, strategic execution.
And based on what we've seen, they seem to have a good handle on both.
They do.
So is Wind Heater the next big thing?
It's still too early to say for sure.
In renewable energy.
But the signs are promising.
Okay.
They have a solid technology, a savvy team, and a growing market.
But they'll need to execute flawlessly.
They will.
Overcome those challenges.
To achieve those ambitious goals.
Like we're watching a high-stakes game unfold.
A high-stakes game.
And we'll be following every play with keen interest.
Absolutely.
For now, let's shift gears a bit.
Okay.
Explore some of the broader questions this technology raises.
Yeah.
What does Wind Heater tell us?
Good question.
About the future of energy.
It's fascinating to see how Wind Heater is pushing the boundaries of what we thought was possible with renewables.
Yeah, for so long it's been all about electricity.
Electricity, right?
But this is a whole new avenue.
It is.
Using that energy directly
for heat.
For heat, yeah.
It's like they're skipping a step.
It really is.
Finding a more efficient path.
And it makes you wonder, what other applications are we overlooking?
Right.
What other ways can we
harness
nature?
The power of nature to solve our energy challenges?
Yeah.
That's the beauty of innovation. It often comes from looking at things from a different angle, challenging those assumptions, connecting the dots in unexpected ways.
And Wind Heater isn't just about the tech.
No.
It's a case study in how to bring a disruptive innovation
to market. Exactly. They've identified a real problem.
Yeah, the need for sustainable heating. Especially as things get more expensive.
Absolutely.
And they've come up with a solution.
A potential game changer.
That could be a game changer.
But it's not enough to just have a great idea.
Right.
They have to navigate
this complex web. Of market forces.
Regulations.
Consumer perceptions.
Absolutely.
And they've put together a pretty impressive team to tackle those challenges. But even with the best people. Best laid plans.
There's always an element of risk.
There's always risk, right?
Absolutely.
So what would you say are the key factors that'll determine success or failure?
They need to prove that their technology can live up to the hype.
Okay, so like
those efficiency figures. Those cost savings.
Have to hold true.
In real world settings.
Right. It's one thing to have a prototype. But scaling up production, making sure it works.
Ensuring that consistent performance.
Across all these different.
Across various applications.
Is
a whole other ball game.
And they need to be smart about their go-to-market strategy.
Absolutely.
Targeting those greenhouse farms makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense.
But can they reach that audience?
Can they reach them effectively?
And convince them.
That this is
a worthwhile investment.
Not
just a cool new gadget.
Exactly.
That's a tough balancing act.
It is a tough balancing act.
Bold, ambitious, but also realistic.
And adaptable. And ultimately, a lot will depend on factors outside their control.
Like what?
Government policies.
Energy prices, right?
Public opinion. Toward renewables.
It's a complex ecosystem.
It is a complex ecosystem.
Lots of moving parts.
But
I'm feeling pretty optimistic.
Okay.
They seem to have a solid grasp on the challenges, a clear vision for how to overcome them.
I agree.
And they're so focused on sustainability, making a positive impact.
I think
it makes me want to root for them even more.
We've reached the bottom.
We've had this
deep dive.
We've explored the science.
The fascinating science.
Behind Wind Heater.
The complexity
of
your business plan.
The implications for the future of energy.
Broader implications.
My brain is buzzing.
Mine too.
So what are we leaving our listener with today?
What's the big takeaway? I think the key message here is that innovation is alive and well. There are brilliant people out there tackling some of the world's biggest challenges with creativity and determination. And while there's no guarantee of success, the journey itself is worth celebrating.
It's about seeing the possibilities.
It is.
Taking those risks.
Taking calculated risks.
Never giving up on the vision.
Never giving up.
Of a better future.
Beautifully said.
And on that note. We encourage you, dear listener, to keep exploring.
Keep exploring.
Questioning.
Keep questioning.
Keep learning.
Keep learning.
Because who knows what amazing discoveries await just around the corner.
Who knows?
Until next time, stay curious.